You clap.
Okay, I really do love it. Slate. Man, this one's gonna be challenging. This is like true vulnerability. Okay, hold on.
Just talk it out.
Okay, we'll talk it out.
I believed it, I held on to, don't have to wonder who I belong to.
I'm a Nashville kid, born and raised. I've kind of grown up in this industry and in Christian music. My first record that I ever made, I was in high school. I wrote most of the songs in my school clothes. I have memories so distinct of that. And then the second record, I wrote majority of in isolation in 2020. I'm 23 now. This step in my music, this era, feels like a more self-aware, grown-up version of myself.
There's a big difference to being 16 and being 23.
Yeah.
You're making music that feels more like yourself. I would say largely because you know more who you are.
My biggest priority at that time was seeing how loud I could make people clap, right?
Right, yeah.
And
That's well said. It doesn't mean that the music's not valid. It doesn't mean beautiful things can't come from that. But when you've done it for a while, it's usually more grounded.
The journey to making this record was very unique. I was in a place of true creative burnout. I was dealing with a lot of depression and anxiety that were very new experiences to me. I was insecure. I felt very far from my faith, and I knew that the healthiest thing for me to do was to take time to go get quiet with the Lord. I didn't write. I was very quiet, wasn't on social media much at all. I really got to reconnect with the Lord, with myself, with my family, with my creativity and songwriting. And there was so much fruit that came out of that. But I think more so than anything, it came down to identity. I was reminded of who I am. And I think that really informed the next chapter of music.
Church girls, they've got stories, they've got so much that they've seen. The best of saints, the worst of sinners, and every bit of in between.
After that time off, it felt honestly like songs just started falling out and were quite naturally coming from a more authentic place than I'd ever written from before. I've described this album sonically to a lot of people in that it feels like Nashville, a mixture of the influences that brought me to love music, mixed in with the honest songwriting that has always kind of been my guiding point. There are very few things on the album that are not played live. I wanted to lean into the integrity of classic Nashville songwriting, and I think so much of that stems from real live sounding instruments. I think the record as a whole lends itself to being played live. There's such story-driven pieces, really, that having them come to life with the nuance of live instrumentation makes a huge difference.
Hey, this is Riley.
It's already coming.
Oh, hey,
Hi
Riley.
guys, how are ya? Guys, thank you for being here. This is amazing.
Thank you.
It's so fun.
It was so important to me that Loved by You be the first song that listeners hear after I took that time away, because honestly, in that time away, kind of peeling back those layers of comparison and fear and anxiety and the need to perform constantly, the biggest lesson that I learned and was reminded of is identity and where my identity comes from. The Lord was very intentional about showing me again who I am because of him and through him. I hope Loved by You reminds you, above anything else, that you're believed in, you're held on to, you're valuable, and over anything else, you're loved by a great God who sees you and knows you.